is Fox 5 News This Morning, local Las Vegas.
You might be in danger while walking to your car.
Yeah, find out why you should never run when a stranger approaches you. All right. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Welcome back to Fox 5 News This Morning. Taking a live look outside right now. Where is this? It's Hotlanta. Yeah. Very good. Les, is the weather good there today? Yeah, looks like it's pretty good. I know they have a lot of humidity there. My sister lives out in Atlanta. I've never been, though. Can't wait to go. All right, guys, at 7:43. So danger can happen anywhere. You know that. You hear it in the news everywhere, even walking to a store or to class. So how can you avoid being a victim? Well, author Ray Ransom, Dr. Ray Ransom, that is here with more on what to say or do if you're approached by a stranger. Doctor, thank you so much for being here. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing okay. Thank you.
You know what? You have an interesting background. Why don't you share with our viewers now why you decided to go into this line of work?
Originally, when I was 7 years old, I told a grandmother I'd become a medical doctor. And in trying to keep that promise, I ended up doing things that were good for a long time. But I was bullied at the age of 12 and decided not to be bullied anymore. So at 4 years later, I was a martial arts master and turned the tides on bullies and ended up going into gun battles and so forth and doing it at nighttime while my mother was actually at work and then going to school during the day.
Oh, boy.
So it was a situation in which I couldn't turn off, and I got involved with it, and I decided to get out to still keep that promise to a grandmother. After getting out, I fell along the way again and got into the gangster lifestyle again. Ultimately, it resulted in me becoming confined in federal prison. I ended up doing 17 years there.
Wow.
Got out and kind of changed things. While there, I earned my BA, MBA, and PhD.
While in prison, you earned your BA, MBA, and your PhD.
Yes.
That's one heck of a story.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this. And so now you take your experience and all of your life experience and you go around the country talking to young people and to organizations about how to avoid being assaulted. Let's talk about some of the points you bring up. I think we're going to put those up on the screen, but the first one is never make eye contact. And again, we're talking about if you're walking alone and someone approaches you and you suspect that they're going to assault you.
Right.
Okay.
Don't make eye contact. People don't like to be identified at some point later. Try to stare at the chest area. Don't look them directly in the eyes. And if it's a gangster type situation, they may have shades on, but don't look them in the eyes. They don't like that.
Okay. All right. And number two, you say never panic. And talk about that, because that's the first thing I would do.
Yeah, never panic. If you panic and you're in a situation concerning other people around, you could cause them to be, shot as well. But to stop a panic, someone who's a gangster, they're going to shoot someone to stop the panic.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. And number three, you say never say anything unless asked directly. So tell me about that.
Well, people are usually shot after they say something, especially if there's a crowd type situation. I mean, never ever say anything. If you have to just refrain from it by doing whatever you have to do to stop talking, don't talk. People feel compelled to plead to a gangster.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's not what they want. There's someone who's in a situation in which they might have a pretty bad background of family life, and you're pleading, saying, I'm a father of this, a father of that, I got kids at home. They don't like you.
And they don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that.
Okay, you're saying everything that I think everybody would say. That'd be the first thing I'd say as a mother. Be like, I have a child I have to take care of. But you're saying they don't want to hear that because they don't have it.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. It makes sense, actually. Yeah. And now the last one, you say never run. These are all instinctual things that you're saying don't do.
Right. Don't do that. A gangster will shoot you in the back. If you run and get away, that's a problem. You've identified that individual. You get away. They don't want you to get away because they could get caught at that point in time. They will shoot you in the back for running.
Yeah. Let's talk about the organizations, Doctor, that you talk to and speak to, and what are some of the responses that you get from either the organizers or the kids, most importantly?
Kids in prison don't realize what they're faced with. They don't see the end result when they're in these gangs and things like that. And they're in there and they can't do anything about it because normally at that point it's too late.
Yeah.
I talk to Boys and Girls Clubs. I've talked to prisoners, in Rikers Island and all over the place.
Wow.
And they're really, at that point, they're lost because most of the time they end up with major time, and it's a bad thing. Yeah. If only they knew that there are only two ways out of the gang situation. And that is prison and in a pine box. Oh. And 48% of the crime is committed by those members in gangs.
Yeah. Well, Doctor, I could talk to you all day. I know you have some pretty interesting stories. We are out of time. Dr. Ray Ransom, PhD, professional speaker. We appreciate you coming here and talking. And hopefully you can be in the Las Vegas area and talk to some of the organizations here as well.
We'll love to.
All right. It is 7:47. Time to get a check on our weather with Les. Hey, Les.
Hey.